Hello, everybody, and welcome to Open World Send It Back. My name is El-Salaam. I'm here with Thompson, and we are rewatching the 2007 Knicks Championship Final between the Philadelphia and Seattle.
Hey everyone.
We are here. Oh, the music in the background. Oh God.
Yeah, that's a great music choice.
It was brutal because we were singing that for the rest of the night, and I was like, "This is supposed to be us," but guess what? We don't have a cool special song that has to do with our whole city, so I guess we'll just clap.
Yeah, honestly, that was stuck in everyone's head for at least a year. It was really fun to have Patrol there. They were honestly a really big part of that game, I think, especially for AMP. But yeah, I'm excited to watch this game. I actually haven't. We were talking about earlier. I haven't watched this whole game through before. But reflecting on how special an experience it was just an amazing game, amazing plays from both sides. For AMP, that was the first time that we had been in semis for I think 10 years or something. I'm sure someone will correct me on that, but. Yeah, so that was really exciting, and it was really a new experience for everyone that we were all kind of doing together for the first time, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, it was wild. I think that playing y'all in that game was something that we were ready for and excited about, and even throughout the game, it was very, very much back and forth. And I think that, like Charlie and we were talking about earlier, it was like one of the best games that's happened at Nationals in a long time, and I was grateful to be a part of it, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm hyped about it.
Yeah, me too.
There was so rewatching the game. I don't know if a lot of it's gonna get cut out, but like the amount of times that it would break away and show the sidelines doing the synchronized Philadelphia cheers. It's wild. It's at least 6 or 7 times. It's at least 6 or 7 times.
That's awesome.
They're on point. Nobody claps in extra time. It's as if they prepped before it the night before.
Yeah, that was a really fun part of this game. I think they were in the semi too the night before, which was really fun. And I actually really like the time slot for the like I think it's the second to last semi we played before you all.
Yeah.
But it kind of turns to night throughout the game, and I think that's a really, really fun vibe. So that was also a very fun game.
I was saying that the honest mental toughness is out of the roof, because if they asked me to come back and watch the final from the next year, 2018, I would not have been about it at all. we got spanked, and I would not be excited to come in here and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, this is the first time I'm watching it all the way through. I've seen parts of it, but yeah, I like it really took me a very long time to get over this game. But like once I did, it was just a really, really cool game and a really fun experience for everyone. And that was something that I took from it. Eventually, I was like, this was just so fun to be a part of, win or lose. And like it kind of bonded our teams too. Like our teams are kind of tight, and like we always enjoy playing you all, and I think that's like definitely a big part from this game.
Yeah. I first shout out to Jesse's extremely wobbly forehand out the get go, and Mark throwing this throw off the one.
Yeah.
The thing about Mark is that the whole season he was aiming for the end zone. He was aiming for the end zone, but Mark, for the first 7 seconds, especially this season, he wants to throw it into the end zone, and then he's like, well, okay, I guess I'll take something else. Someone else is open underneath. Okay, whatever, I'll swing it, I guess.
I respect that. This was a bold throw, though, into the wind.
That was a bold throw.
Yeah.
Look at that! Look how many people are in the lane. Oh my!
Sting was really not anticipating that.
Oh, and also the fact that Jesse, he called himself out about it later, but the fact that he was able to slide onto this ESPN game with just these Carlton cut tights on is just ridiculous.
Though. It's a good look.
Oh gosh! I was like, he was warming up. I was like, Jesse, where are your shorts? And he was like, I think I'm just gonna go cut tights. I'm feeling it today. I was like, what? Can you feel your shorts, please? There are rules. My goodness. Oh. Also, Anna, you got to tell everybody why you're not flexing with your 2 medals because people are concerned about it.
I do not have them with me right now. Not sure I would have worn them, but
Oh, I
yeah,
would have
I
demanded it.
respect you for wearing them. So
You got to flex. Our whole game plan for coming in and guarding your handlers was to not get broken around. But if you watch the game, you wouldn't know that based off of how often y'all break us around.
not to throw around. Oh, interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah, we I think it's a turn. Yep. Nice D-Bert. Yeah, it's kind of fun watching this our O-line here. I had a lot of fun this year, or that year. Calvin and Nico and Kelsey were just like such a formidable trio in the backfield. And they like, I mean, you all are familiar with them, but they can just break any mark. Like they're gonna take really good decisions, and they just open up a ton of the field. And they're super, super fun to play with. And I miss playing with them a lot.
Aw. That's another round down the sideline. I swear,
Yeah.
go from sideline to sideline, and I'm screaming top of my lungs, no around, no around. It's really tough. It's one of my biggest ultimate pet peeves is when you give somebody sideline talk and then they get beat with the thing you're saying. But I guess it's on the mark. As soon as your person catches the disc, you are just gripping it and ripping it. My goodness.
Yeah. It's interesting because we obviously really like to attack the deep space, and so it's interesting for teams to force us no around because we just really like to attack the deep space, so it's kind of okay with us if people are forcing us that way.
Oh, nice. The fact that Raha's able to lay out this much with that muscle tank on is crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's always kind of better for her.
Oh, Bird'll quarterback in this offense to a final. Classic. Henry should have laid out for this. Garbo.
It was tough. Like the win was pretty tough.
The win was
a few extra yards at the end there. Yeah.
I love Henry's south end pull the shorts up like I got to get this block back. I should have got that, my beat. Oh my god, I got to touch on these awful pigtails. My goodness.
I remember this.
They were the worst possible.
Nice
Hell of a
yard.
dive. They were the worst possible thing. They started early in the season. It was like, oh, pigtails for semis or whatever. Classic Evan, another turnover.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. Stax' hair is so long.
They all grew it out on purpose and did these pigtails, and Cam had to do his own, and they just looked so awful. And I really like a small part of me wanted us to lose. So Lexi, another block. Small part of me wanted us to lose so that we would stop doing the stupid pigtails, and then we made a whole season with them. My goodness.
Wow, there are a lot of turns on this point. I do not remember the first point being this long.
Oh, it was a grinder. It was a grinder.
Yeah.
We're feeling each other out. Yeah, we're feeling each other out.
Oh, we got broken. I forgot about this. Yeah.
All right, we start warm. We get the quick 2-0.
Yeah, I think it was 3-0 actually. Because
you scored on offense. That makes sense.
Yeah. I kind of forget though.
Evan touched this guy on him. Got him. I can't believe that has to wear the tank. I can't do tanks, and I can never get behind tanks. But we haven't busted off with this long, lanky body. Oh, shout out to Mikey C. Where is he at? What's he doing? Can you tell me the origins of this amp get in the circle clap thing?
I'm not actually sure of the origin of it, to be honest. But yeah, every time we're in a huddle, we like finish whatever we're saying before we cheer, and either Patrick or one of the captains will all like put their hands out, and then they'll say ready, and we all clap together. It's kind of just like a everyone focusing really quickly. Yeah, I actually really like it, and since I've been like, we used to do it on Venus too when I was in college, and did it on AMP, and so I like very instinctively do it in any huddle I'm in, which is kind of funny because I've never seen another team do it. But yeah, I actually really like it.
I think it's really cool, and it always looks like you're about to call a timeout. You're like, no, it's okay. We'll get to the line.
Okay, Raha's telling me that it's the original AMP captain, Jeff Smader, drill army sergeant kind of guy, is what she said.
Oh, that gives off those vibes.
Yeah. I think that's another almost tactic too, is that we all huddle as a team in between points instead of kind of being separate. And I think in some ways that sometimes throws other teams off because they're like, what are they doing? Are they calling a timeout? And yeah. Oh, Patrick in the chat, huddle borrowed from Canadian team Odyssey. Clap from Snyder. Cool.
Nice. My goodness. If the mixtape people are still watching, are you in college, Rana? Are you still in college? You got
I was a junior in college for this tournament.
At this point.
I graduated in May, so yeah, this is when I was a junior. This is my first year on AMP. Yeah.
If the mixtape people are still doing drinking games for this game, every time Evan's in the handler space when he's not supposed to be, you gotta. Boy, blasting me up on the up line.
Oh my God, I remember that. That was. Jesus.
I clapped because I was like, he's about to throw this. We're about to get this break. And I clap, and there's nothing there. And Stu blows me up from the back, and he's like, I got you pretty good, didn't I? And I was like, hey, well, you thought it was coming. I thought it was coming.
Yeah.
See, with the pump fake of the year. Watch. It's so good. Damn. Even Linda was like, there's no way she squeezed it in.
Yeah, Linda was like, what? How did this happen?
Like, she's about to swing it. No, she knows.
I definitely feel like people scoring on the cone like that has become more of a thing recently. I don't know if that's true, but...
the front cone is a hard place to guard. People usually always think like, oh, but like, if you get open by that much front cone...
Yeah.
Oh, hand down, come on.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah, I think at this point we were a little, not frazzled, but like you can see our cuts are a little bit bailout-y at this point. Raha is always doing the right thing, calming us down and swinging it.
Just like, exactly. Yeah. Look at get into position, clearing, about to make a straight up line cut.
Shields always open.
Shields is so good.
Shields is very, very good. I like the Lexi and Shields matchup. It's a good matchup.
Nico is blasting the disc downfield, blasting it. There are a couple people on the team that Camo throw it to, no hesitation. Bird is one of them, and I love it.
Yeah, I think something that we struggled with, like...
That was Cam's chance. Clap it off, baby. Clap it off. Hit his chest like it's my beat. My bad. Get there, Cam. He's lost a step. We all know it. Oh. Oh, Casey. Yes, Nico, quarterback this offense. He didn't take a year off in 19, did he? No, he's played.
He was not on the team in 2019.
Oh gosh. Oh, look how much space she's able to pick up. Ari basically has to switch on that.
Shields, yeah. I wanted to throw it to her, but Ari dropped off the mark. I remember thinking that. I was like,
Meeks with the lockdown. Oh, Casey knew what was that. He just got. We're talking about Shields read. That was a good read.
Yeah, you guys agree. Good read.
Hi.
Ooh. Hi. Good old Michael people.
Library card. Stop and pop. That's what I call that move right there.
Yeah.
The stop.
I mean, that was split-second decision-making from Thompson, who
Yuga says, "Where's the lefty scuba?" Yuga, it was in the shop.
Okay, you threw a lefty
I was
backhand.
figuring it out. So I threw one at U.S. Open to Sarah Johnson, who had to like dig it out from the ground, and then I thought I might never throw one again, and that obviously has changed. But yeah, I should have brought it out there. You're right, Yuga.
Oh, shout out to Nicholas Dare. Shout out to Nicholas Dare. Where he
Does
is.
he have the disc? No, that's Mark, right?
No, he centers it to Mark. Okay, no one doesn't center Mark on this 2017 team.
Oh, Lonnie.
Donnie.
Oh, Carol.
Blasting it. In practice, Brad loved poaching off. He loved poaching off. He learned it from me, though. So. Paige. Some of the best fakes in the division, low-key.
Was she on the team last year? In 2019?
No, she played lots of stuff. Ooh, get those yards. Come on.
Yeah, I think this game, we actually wanted you all to continue throwing side to side. Yes, Rosso. I mean, that's kind of generally our strategy, but because you all are really good at just attacking deep space. And I mean, like the first throw to Jesse from Mark, just like you don't have a problem taking ridiculous shots, and usually they work.
Yeah.
Oof. Rob, get him on the ground. That was awesome.
That was tough. That was a fake and a half. That was a fake and a half.
Yeah, that was amazing. Rob also amazing fakes. He always threatens the summer and never throws it.
Yeah. Going into this game, our game plan was to put an extreme amount of pressure on your women throwers specifically, and look to help whoever Raha was on the field, low-key. Like, all right, if you're a dude on the field, just if you can win your matchup for the first 4 seconds, take the next 5-6 seconds to see where Raha is. They can make a zone. If so, you're gonna have to peel off. If she's coming under, then you can try to look to flash or poach or whatever. But we knew that y'all had amazing throws, not just like deep throws, but throws to break the mark from the front of the stack specifically. And we did a lot of practicing vert defense to get ready for that. Our O-line didn't play much vert in general, but we forced them into it so that we can get more reps.
Oh, I really liked the Matt Carter Mark Burton matchup. I thought he did a really good job on him.
He made him work so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, 2012 Mark catches that standing up. It was crazy going into the game, how much game planning we had to do, mostly just because like we didn't know to the extent of which like your best we didn't see you play your best game yet that season, and we were like we're gonna bring up their best, and it's really hard to game plan against a team that you haven't seen play to their absolute potential.
Yeah. I think we break this point. Oh wow, Sting, that was a toy window.
This was a toughie. This was a tough doozers.
Oh yeah.
That was a tough. That was one of those like I'm gonna lay out pancake catch this so I don't drop it, and then the ground is like I'm gonna make this as hard as possible for you. I'm gonna give Casey a little bit on that for the layout on the mark to get Austin to fully extend, but that's a doozers. He was in Brad's pocket though. He wanted it back.
I think he gets a block. I think there's a foul on it, but.
Oh, Fiona. Black.
Yeah. Bert says, I didn't know Austin used to be good at throwing. He's always been trash, Bert.
I didn't know he used to be good at throwing. He took a couple years off of throwing to, just to be.
He took a couple years off.
I don't know. You gonna make this call? Is this clean or is this a foul?
I think it's pretty close.
I didn't ask
I don't know. They
you if it
talked
was
about it for a
close.
while. I kind of am
I
wondering
mean,
what they were talking about for so long.
yeah. I think Brad was like, there was some contact, and Ing was like, "Yep, but I got ball first." Oh yes, Paige, fake your way to victory. Ooh, that travel call.
What are your team strategies in the strong up-down field wind? I honestly don't know if we had any distinct strategies, just kind of stacking close and paying more attention to that on the upwind. I think it was a crosswind actually, a little bit. So the high side was the side of the field they're on now.
Yeah.
And trying to just keep the disc over there as much as possible. Yeah.
Our strategy had less to do with what our offense did and more like the personnel that we put on the field. It's like, oh, we're going upwind. Like, oh, Jin's on. It's like, okay, cool. Like, can we get the distant power position as much as possible? Are we going to play small ball if it's super windy? But,
Yeah.
like, I don't think that it was windy enough to where, like, your strategies had to, like, shift a little bit. And, like, yes, you want to keep the disc on the high side, sure. But it's like all the throwers, basically, people who are taking care of the ball most often was able to, like, do pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't, like, completely game-changing wind, but it definitely was enough that everyone kind of had to pay attention to it.
I'm so happy they didn't cut this out. Yep. Yep. Really talk about it. Break it down.
They just had a nice long chat.
Because I mean, oh gosh. Yep. I wanna get the lean in. Like Brad like has him lean into him. Oh, they cut it out. Brutal. Brad has him like lean into him and it's like they're like doing some weird salsa dance. Oh, so good.
Far around were hard, but yes, I agree. Oh yeah. I'm sure you remember this part too.
Oh my God, everyone tells me that was so bad. And in the moment, I was like, Khalif, what are you doing? That's so bad. But now I look at it, and I really don't think it's that bad. In my opinion, I feel like I'm running in a straight line. I'm like, the disc is going to go out of bounds, but Perifico is about to make this play. I'm going to go up. And then Perifico lays out, trying to go for the disc, and then I hit him. And then he gets all sour about it. I think in the moment, I felt significantly worse because there was body contact. And I did that super awful thing against Slow White the day before. And then we end up, this was just awful. That's another drink for Evan being in the hand space. Evan clear. And like this next one, I'm like, I can get there. And then I pull all the way up. And again, he makes the hell of a play, which is the reason why I tried to get the block the last point. And he gets a little sour at me. It gets a little sour at me, and I'm not going to say that I took it as disrespect. It's like, all right, there was contact. Like, you didn't hit me with the disc. You threw it at my feet. I don't really care. Hell of a play, though.
Yeah, it was a great grab.
Hell of a play, though.
Yeah, he was pretty pissed, in case you couldn't tell.
He was salty. I heard him. He's probably one of the fastest, like, quickest people that I guarded over the course of that entire
Perifico is incredibly fast. Yeah, he is incredibly fast.
It's really, if you're not anticipating exactly where he wants to go, you're not going to stay with him at all.
He's really fast. He was hurt a lot of the season with a hamstring injury, and it was really fun to play with him when he got back. He was healthy again. Oh, y'all made it.
Hey, recognize that I said my B and that we didn't high five. We didn't need to. Yeah. I said my bad. I walked right past him. I'm pissed off at myself. Cam had to come over and tell me that like I needed to shake it off because that's something that I could can stay in my head for like a whole game, and then like I don't play good defense and I am way off my person. And he was like, I gotta go talk to Leaf right now and get him out of the shade. So thanks to Cam for that. This was nasty.
Oh
my God.
So clean. This is amazing. I was on the other sideline to watch. I was like, yeah, no trouble, no trouble. Everyone on the sideline was like, oh, cool.
There's not many super clean hand blocks on hugs like this.
Yeah, this is
Also,
awesome.
Damo catches it on the sideline. It was a pocket
Yeah.
pass to Damo on the sideline.
Oof, Rosso.
Whoa. Yes, Mark, you take that down call back.
I don't even know if Rosso threw in like a single flick in this game.
Let's
does not throw
oh my
flicks.
god. This is the second extremely high backhand hook. Jesse barely gets a nip on it. I don't know how Mark got on the ground, but we're here. Oh, this crosswind.
Was Lonnie on
This
the team last
crosswind.
year? When did? Oh,
No,
yeah.
Lonnie played night knock last year. She played with us in 18.
Okay.
That crosswind coming to get us. Oh gosh. Okay, Mark's.
Oh, I think Mark gets roasted on this by Chalky.
Mark's
Like,
kryptonite
really
is
badly.
up line defense.
That is just bad.
We're in the final. We're in the final,
He
Mark.
just
And you
watches
take a
him
2
run by
second
him.
look. Oh my gosh. We
was
put
awesome.
together a small highlight reel of Mark getting just toasted to the open side up line. And, you know, I think that Mark can take it because he did win Player of the Year this year. But he knows his kryptonite. Yeah, Jesse. This
Oh,
is
Jesse
Jesse
will help pop.
He's like, oh goodness. I was so angry on the sideline too, because guess what I'm yelling to Mark? Mark, no up line. No up line, Mark. Switch. I think everybody should recognize that Fiona's on this O-line after not playing with us all of the season. Oh, Kai.
Really?
She had never caught a pull in her life, and in the semis and nationals, she had to catch a pull. It was crazy. Oh, Mark just gripping it and ripping it.
That's an easy block.
Like, what did he expect to happen? Like, that just
2
shows
tough
that he
possessions for Mark.
Oh, goodness. Take me out to throw that.
Austin's so saucy.
Austin's going off.
Abby can move her neck. Oh, damn. Really?
Yeah, she got hit pretty hard in the slow light game, and it messed up her neck a lot. And then Meeks like went at it with her PT scraper or whatever it was, and it flamed up. It was tough, and she had tape everywhere. She made it through though. She made it through. Oh, Fiona, come on, there. Damn. She is extremely athletic in both defensive pressure and quickness, and also speed. Oh, so much pressure. Yeah, I mean, this is your second break in a row, and now the sidelines start to get wild, and we start like Mixtape is like focus back in. Let's see if Mark is still on the point.
That's how all of our games. That's how most of our games went. Like there'd be just a bunch of breaks, and it was pretty streaky. I think that happened a lot earlier in the season too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll be back out there with a broken neck. There was so much back pocket in the game that we're able to get a lot of these open side underneath. But Brad,
that's another. We definitely, that was part of our game plan as well, like force you all under, because we know that you're trying to attack deep most of the time. So that was definitely part of our strategy.
My least favorite thing about nationals playing in the final is how far you have to be away from the field. I know there's a reason for it, sure.
Yeah.
But it makes sideline talk so much harder. It takes a lot of It takes a lot of energy.
I agree.
Oh, Mark, you set up your end zone offense right now. We got 3 handlers back. We don't know what we're doing. It doesn't matter. Brad has the front. That punch spike.
I like the
Brad
punch
classic.
spike. That's cool.
That's a Brad classic with this Cascades hat. Oh, just rip all of the clothing guidelines for teams. Dude,
Yeah.
people do it.
It was probably after this game that USC was like, shoot, I think we need to pay attention to this now.
I mean, they can't. It's real tough. See, layouts like that are how you like hurt your knees. Like, look at that. Why don't? Oh gosh.
From Brad, Rob was pretty clean, I think.
Yeah. Brad's knees are wild, but I mean, you catch it.
Yeah.
Brad went off this game. I think Brad definitely went off the game. He had a very, very
Yeah,
good
I
game.
think he scored like 6 goals or something. We had a problem with him.
I mean, y'all should have like, hey, how can we stop Brad? Just triple team him.
Yeah.
Evan out there pulling. Ooh. Oh, Claire wasn't playing this game. That was super, super tough for us. Oh, see, another round break.
Throughout the tournament?
Yeah, she played basically she played pool play games, and she got blasted by a dude in I think our game against Public Enemy. I'm not 100% sure that was the team, but she was like flashing out into a lane, and she got this really huge block for us. We ended up winning. We ended up squeaking past Public Enemy on a universe win, and it boiled down to that block that she was able to get us to keep us from getting broken, and then she wasn't able to play. Whoa. Bird is applying as much defensive pressure on this handler defender as possible right now, and I'm loving it. Oh, God, look how often y'all are breaking us around. This is just crazy.
I mean, Calvin and Nico. Oof, yeah, I remember that one. That's tough.
Nico breaks the mark with speed, and Trish breaks the mark with just absolute length and shimmy.
And his release points are just disgusting.
It's
like, he can throw
wild.
from anywhere. It's insane. Brett says Stacks is nice. Yeah. I agree, Brett.
Look at him in the handler space for absolutely no reason. I was like, gosh. Don't. Evan back in the handler space, another drink. That's tough. That's tough. He doesn't even push downfield. He doesn't even try. Whoa. This is oh, we're gassed.
Oh, Stacks, ripping it.
Stacks.
Oh, yeah. That.
Oh, Patrol's real quiet now. Patrol's real quiet now.
Let's take a look.
Give us the slow-mo.
A little, I don't know.
Make the call. Make the call. Decisive.
I mean, his hand's on his back. I can't really tell if he's pushing, though.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're supposed to take a poor read into account. If the observer's like, bro, you read it poorly.
Yeah.
You can't call that. Or if it's like, oh, you read it correctly and you still weren't able to get the disc.
Oh, I like that observer. I forget her name. She always just like.
I think it's Kate.
It's her and this other guy that just like tell it like it is, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I think her name is Kate. Oh, Stacks touched this guy. He was not supposed to come down with this at all.
Yeah.
Brutal. That's
there was a call though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a call.
Kate is the best. Kate. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's hilarious.
God, these pigtails. My goodness. Yeah, taint our championship with these pigtails. I love how Perfecto's hat isn't really a hat. It's just like a cloth covering his head and then a small bill.
It's a bike hat. He rocks that a lot.
Oh, gosh. It's like in his aesthetic. never needed a throw after stall 7 in his whole career. Oh, this foul call is also tough. I think it's a soft call.
Oh, I remember this.
For the 2 crowns. Just they weren't for the 2 crowns if he did it at U.S. Open. It was the gloves, honestly. If you weren't wearing the gloves, the contact wouldn't have been enough for her to call foul.
Yeah. I think there's a little contact. I think it's a fair foul call.
I mean, it was just
like,
two. It was two soft
I
calls.
threw a turn here.
2 soft calls back to back. Classic Jen, no one to peel off. Evan, what are you doing? We have Z, Bert on the field as handlers, Fiona, and you're sprinting to pick up the disc. It's crazy. Look at Z downfield, trying his best. Classic. Great throw, Evan. Z with a hell of a try, though. Anna, you were guarding Fiona McKibben, who's probably one of the best players when she was playing on Riot. And did you know who she was at the time?
Nope.
That's crazy.
Not.
We respected you, though. We're like, all right, Fiona, you got to win this matchup. She was like, I'll try my hardest. Smile, smile. Oh. See, look at that. That's a great throw. That is straight up win. That's a straight swing up win.
Yep. Oh, Shield was so open. I wanted to throw that so badly.
There's always a reason why somebody's open by 30 yards.
I mean, Shield sometimes does it without any help, so. Shield is like one of the toughest players, like at least personally on AMP to guard for me. She just like.
This was crazy. This was wild.
This was a really great grab. Probably should not have thrown it. I just wanted to point me over.
I mean,
I think we'd odds him before the game if he scores to climb through the board, not realizing that there is a bunch of sand. Also, huge travel by me. Yikes.
I didn't think that he was going to be able to get around Henry. And then he did, and I was like, okay, he got her on Henry, but did he put in so much effort getting her on Henry that he won't be able to lay out for it? And then he laid out for it. And that was tough.
Yeah, that was a great grab, Calvin.
He couldn't climb through the board all the way because of the sandbags, but hey, he gave it his best.
Max this year in the final when he scored as an ode to Chet, he also climbed through the billboards and just like stuck his face in there or something. It was hilarious. Oh, thanks, Court.
Oh, you're fashionable.
Yeah, I think this was the first time I wore gloves. I was just super sweaty and I couldn't, when we were warming up, I couldn't really throw. And Nikki had given me those gloves earlier in the summer, like in Summer League or something. And I, for some reason, decided to wear them this game. But yeah, that was kind of weird and random.
Oh, this was tough. This is a tough call.
It was very clean, I think. I think it's very, very clean.
Yeah. The D is clean.
Yeah.
Paige is calling a foul because she feels that she was fouled before the disc was thrown. She was like, you pushed me out of the way, and then Abby threw it, and then you laid out and you blocked it cleanly. So like right here, she's saying that he got hit in the back.
Oh, okay. I had actually never seen that. Yeah, I thought she was calling on the block.
Mm-hmm. So she doesn't get it because I think that she explained it poorly to the observer. And she was like, well, he fouled me, so I couldn't catch it. She should have been like, okay, you fouled me, you pushed me in the back, and I almost fell over.
Yeah.
So I think the wording was a little bit wrong. She can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but it was a clean block, though. From a person who I did. Oh, yeah, Mark. Apply some pressure. Oh, Mark, catch up. Look how Mark is getting beat right now. What is that? That's 50 yards. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that downwind. It's that downwind.
It's the downwind, yeah. The low side. It was tough. Oh, Bob was on D. Or wait, was this an up and O point?
That was a great extension by Jesse. That is a very tough throw to complete with that much
Brad
ease.
again.
Yeah, Brad went off. He was having a game. A big game. Let's go. Brad had a nose for the end zone.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. Yeah, he played really well this game. He just got open.
I mean, he has maybe a step and a half. Jesse put that in a really good place for him, like fading to that side of him. That dude got
really
huge
nice
on that layout. I don't know if he was laying out to like hit the disc or to apply some pressure, but
he thought it might. It like kind of popped up at the end, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, might just thought he could have gone there.
See, when Jesse's hair was that short and blonde, I was down with it. But then he started dreading it out. It was getting wild. He cut it now. I'm excited about it. He knows. Don't get broken around, Khalif. Yes. Watch me stand all the way up when he's not trying to break me around. Don't you dare get broken around. And then I get broken around. Oh, I was so angry.
Oh, I think Ra has a really crazy catch here. Yeah, classic. Yeah, that was awesome.
I love how she doesn't change her grip before she spikes it, and then she jogs to get as close to Lexi as possible. She didn't do it on purpose.
No, not at all. Also, this is a breakthrough.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep, down the sideline. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Cam diving, but he just straight up got broken.
he wanted it. He wanted it bad. He almost did it. Oh, be quiet, Jen. We'll see who drops an easy clapper later in the game. Get out of here. Oh, yes. Centered up to Mark. Oh, Kai. Ooh. Oh. How come you did not swing over to D at all this game? Well, I guess I don't know if you necessarily
I did once or twice. Maybe once or twice. I don't know. I played a lot of O that year.
I hear Linda screaming, "No high backhand! No high backhand!"
Most underrated players on each team. Let's see. I mean, this is a cop-out answer, but we're D honor. Right, you don't need to ask that question. But, I mean, I think most players on AMP are underrated. That's kind of cop-out, but, I mean, like, Boba didn't play a ton of the game. Like, Linda the next year ended up being, like, the star of the O-line. And so, in some ways, I guess, like, they were underrated this game. But, I mean, both of them have huge impacts on the team.
Are you calling a timeout? Oh my gosh. You got numbers and momentum. What are you doing? Mixtape, Lexi and Kai were super underrated this year. I mean, Lexi got 2 blocks in the first couple points, and Kai kept us in this game in terms of legs and played really well in the tournaments leading up to that. So those were the 2 Mixtape people this season that were the most underrated. The doozer.
Patrick said this TO killed me. Yeah, I remember seeing Sarah Johnson just look so mad at Austin when he called that timeout. I think you can see it on the replay, but it's really funny.
Oh, Mark,
she was so mad. It was open.
And just find Brad in the end zone. Footwork. That was a bailout. This Mark was shut down for 4 seconds in the handler's base.
This point, most regrets in the game. Come on, Patrick.
We had worked so hard during this season that was a great win throw. We worked so hard this season for our O-line to have a zone to play for that specific scenario when D-lines called timeouts.
Timeout?
Like, yeah, between 20 to 25 yards outside the end zone.
Interesting.
And it worked out really well. I mean, we used it against Public Enemy, and we got blocks back, and we really needed it in that game. It's because most D lines you like call a play to isolate three to four people, and you pick up the disc, and you're playing against zone, and it's like, oh goodness. That was a great leadership call on our part. I think it worked out well for us. Stacks always first down on the pull. Ari always second down on the pull. What am I doing out in the lane?
Yeah, Michael had an insane grab.
Oh God! They put that catch in slow motion in the recap, and it's nasty.
It's insane, yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Calvin only throws breaks this entire game.
I'm telling you. You know how hard it is? He's like, how tall is he? He must be 6'2". Do you know how tall he is?
Calvin? I don't know how tall he is. I have no idea. Patrick, how tall is Calvin? I know you're watching this game.
It's good for my analogy. He catches the disc. Oh, God.
That's an insane catch.
The disc, and if he pivots all the way to his forehand extension, I can't also stop the inside. There's nothing I can do there. Diver. Oh, no.
I mean, Calvin is probably the best thrower on AMP.
Oh, gosh.
He's amazing.
Bird did her best. She checked over his shoulder. She threw her arms out. She didn't want the throw to go up.
Yeah.
You put it to her deep, she's going to get it. Under tough coverage, she's going to get it.
It might be easy, but Bird was. We can't ask her to do everything.
Andrea, broadcaster Andrea.
Yeah.
Just to stay up, stay focused, keep grinding, not worry about what happened, just focus forward.
What are you seeing on the field, both offensively and defensively, that enable you to work as hard as you are and succeed so far against Mixtape?
I think we're balancing, taking a little bit of the risky shots, and also once we've taken a few of those, then be willing to work under and keep using our women and kind of take an extra second. Sometimes we're shooting on the first shot and it's working, other times we've done it hasn't worked, and so then we're balancing out. Either if there's another D that point, we're changing it up and trying to do whichever one we didn't do.
Did you feel like everybody stayed calm when Mixtape threw the early punch?
I think so, yeah. I think certainly coming off of the U.S. Open where the score was very much in their favor after the first half, I think this time we are much more prepared. We're a different team than we were then, and we weren't really fazed by it.
Well, it's anybody's game, and you guys are up a break. Congratulations on the first half. We appreciate you joining us. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
James Drew Johnson. Drew, we're sorry not to see you out there, but what
Great
has
interview,
it been
Andrea.
like supporting the team from the sideline, and what are your thoughts on how that first half unfolded?
It's been great. Supporting the team is just a great vibe on our team. So, half of it is playing and half of it is just being around everybody. Honestly, I cried some tears of just frustration just because I love playing and I want to be out on the field with my team, but the vibe is great and just being around them is enough,
We know how important
She hurt
high
this tournament?
spirits are to Mixtape to ensure
Yeah,
success.
her whole lower
Like
body
they're
basically
having
was broken.
Difficulty getting momentum
Yeah,
started.
she has
What's
brittle
it going to
bone
take in the
syndrome.
second half?
The game is always about us and our mentality, and we just had a pep talk from Henry Fan, so I'm not worried at all, honestly. We've been down in many games, and we won 2 games on double game point, starting on D, going up win this tournament alone. So this is no adversity that we haven't seen before.
A pep talk from Henry Fan, and you're not worried. What's involved in that pep talk then?
Oh, a lot of stuff that's inside jokes and probably would not make sense for anybody else.
This team often feels like an inside
It's
joke.
true. It was all
You got
chaos
a
and
lot of
screaming in
talent.
person.
Brad Hauser heavily involved. It looked like Jesse Bolton just launched it deep to nobody, and then Hauser emerged. What's it been like watching him score goal after goal?
I played with Brad since 2014, and he's kind of like that sneaky cutter he's a quiet guy, not a big personality, but he's just grown, and he's an athlete through and through. And so I think he's finally getting the props that were due, 2 and 3 years ago when people didn't know his name.
One of the very few quiet personalities on this team, but we like that about you guys. We wish you the best of luck in the second half. Thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
Drew.
thanks very much. 2 Chainz.
Hope you feel better soon.
Oh, the 2 Chainz call. Bring it back. I love that tradition. Bring it back. So good. Except you can't dunk him. Cam's pissed off at me because I'm talking about people getting broken. Cam, I could be upset about people getting broken and then also be upset that I got broken. All right, I didn't say that was perfect. God, Cam, calm down. You got to play, didn't you? Ooh, hell of a pull. Oh, you stopped Brad
I was so glad
back pocket.
I was gonna say I was so glad I wasn't on these upwind O points. These were tough.
The upwind O points.
We had like all
by
of
back
the
pocket and
grinders
forcing
on
them
this
back in.
line.
Oh yeah, if you want to get into the end zone when you're going upwind on offense, you gotta want somebody who just wants some more. Oh,
Yeah.
another one of these high ones. Oh, I get got here.
Oh yeah, Nick just kind of pops in front of you. That was a really nice play.
Oh God, the last second, I was like, I totally have this, and then he just squeegees around me. Brutal.
Zafari takes the reset for Rosso. Dixon.
Oh, I miss Alicia. Damn.
Oh, she's not even my teammate, and I miss her.
This is Normile.
Alicia's the best.
Oh!
Classic Carolyn. Little high flick. Who the heck knows how to
Cam is
throw
the
that?
definition of hustle. Did you see Cam go over there and guard 3 people? He had 3 people locked up because me and Evan didn't sprint for that. Oh, no. Yes, Ari. Ooh! Cam with the block. Oh. Cam wanted him more. He was like, if this floats at all, I'm getting it. I'm gonna say since our she does.
Yeah.
Mikey C with the height. Sure. Oh.
You're not contesting, so. We're still moving. All right, there's that. When you're ready.
I mean, it ended up to oh. Damn. I gotta see. Those are the ones. One of the biggest things I need to work on is finishing all the way through.
Oh.
It's like I win the open side, and as soon as they go break side, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They're done cutting, and this goes up. He was hyped after that score. My goodness.
Rosso the goal. It was set up by this flick puck from Matt Zumbrum as Perifico goes up over El-Salaam.
And he just squeaks right in front of me. Oh gosh.
Got away with a subtle little.
Jesse told me that one of the things that I need to work on the most in terms of in the air is being more physical with my body. And this is exactly why I don't do it right there. If I was just like, okay, I'm not going to worry about him at all. I'm going to just go up and jump for it. I probably would have had a better chance of at least applying a little bit more pressure. Tough. Oh, pulling Ing over to play this D point. Let's go. This is the first time Mark is centering it to somebody else the whole game. I'm happy about it. Oof. Stabby.
Oh, Sting. Almost. Oh, I'm on this D point.
Oh yeah, this is your pullover. You're like, well, Anna doesn't want to play any of these up with O points, so we got to get her in there. Oh, this is where Kai gets got. We got 2 handlers out. How disciplined is one of the best mixed teams in the division this year? We got 2 handlers out. Yes, Lonnie, talk them in. Let them know where to go. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, crushed that. I do think Lonnie was maybe the toughest person for us to match up on the entire year because she's just so quick. Yeah. And like we didn't really have a great person she was just a really tough matchup for us. And she can just always be the bailout if you need it because we can go up line.
Oh God. Fun fact about that D by Kircher. At the end of the season, Brad was like, none of our women lay out on defense. Like, we don't get those chest high defense. And he was like, I can't find one picture or highlight of one of them going horizontal, and then he shows me that picture of Paige like diving on that puck, and it was hilarious. And I was like, Jen lays it all the time. He was like, Jen jump dives.
Yeah.
Oh, front cone. Oh, Mikey C. This jump cut at the front of the stack is extremely hard to guard. Yes, Paige. Pressure.
Yeah, it is.
That gave possession back to Mixtape after they turned
Watch it. He like does a little, got him. Especially when Mark has the disc, bro. He's tuned in on the person at the front of the stack.
Yeah,
You gotta
that's
play
really
D
tough
for
to
like
guard.
8 seconds.
Yeah.
Time when his team absolutely needs him to. Do you think it's interesting on Wild Card game when it was universe point? He got
Oh, Jen, be quiet. You do layout. How do we get past wild card if you don't get that layout off the tip? What are you talking about?
doing work to keep them in this game.
He scored Mixtape's last 5
Oh,
goals.
Mikey C down on the turn. Oh, y'all are going downwind now?
Had the first 3.
No, this is upwind still.
He's had the last 5.
Oh, gosh.
The left end zone was downwind.
Oh, yeah. The grinders are still in.
Yeah. Rosso, the backhand.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You just got to keep your
Oh,
eye
yeah,
out
that
for
was a
Raha
nice
the whole
block.
time.
Raha was
When
gonna.
Rosso gets the disc in power position. I'm like, I know she's going to hug it to Raha. Where's Raha?
On the
And
backhand
then as soon as the
side?
disc
Yeah.
goes up. Yeah. I mean, as soon as the disc goes up.
Behind with a good read and here a fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was a really nice throw.
Evan Klein in pursuit. He's got it.
Bang.
El-Salaam's throw about 80 yards in the air. And a break for Mixtape.
So I had people come up to me and give me some crap because Bert's open on the break side, and they're like, Khalif, why didn't you just throw it to Bert? And I was like, what? I threw it on stall. I threw the huck on stall 5. Give me some time. Ra
No,
definitely would
a
have
really
caught
nice
that
throw.
also.
Yeah, oh yeah, she
100% she
100%
would
would have
have
got it.
caught that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Stu's in the chat. Sorry, Stu.
Stu, those white cleats, they look dope.
They look fresh. They were
Bring 'em
moving
back.
fast.
They look really cool. I'm not kidding.
If the throw is any worse, if the throw is any worse, he would have been able to put any pressure on it.
Yeah, it's a really nice throw.
As emotional.
Oh, wait, somebody points out that Evan switched shirts. He did switch shirts.
Now we're back on the down window.
Never finished second. We don't want to start now.
Tied at 9s.
Offside.
The only reason why, I'll give a shout out to Bertle. The only reason why we as a D-line were able to keep the pressure up all game was because of how hard she pushed us to work out and give us some like structure that we didn't really have in the past. We had like a workout committee this year, and that was like the first time we had done something like that. And it definitely paid off. Oh, Meek's getting some reps. Do y'all have like y'all like what do y'all have people who are in charge of fitness for the team?
Yeah, I think this year, Michael. Little long, buddy.
He thought it was still going upwind. He thought it was still going up to the upwind end zone.
Yeah, those were really nice cut by Linda though. Yeah, I think that year we had like weekly runs, and that I actually really liked that from a fitness standpoint. We had like weekly workouts, and then last year we did GPP, or 2018 we started GPP. I kind of forget.
Yeah.
But I really liked this year when we just had really good continuity, and everyone worked out together, and that was really fun. And like did the runs together. I think we were really on top of that the whole season, which was cool. Linda, also the white cleats.
Oh yeah.
Look great.
Watch how
Vlogging in front of the
structured
stack.
your Vert offense is right now. Like I tell this to my high school kids all the time, is that sometimes it's okay to stand still. And I think that y'all do a great job of low key standing still sometimes.
Yeah, we do that a lot from the front of the stack. Like we just want people to wait until the throw is looking at them and make sure everyone knows where the stack is.
Oh,
20-year-old Anna Thompson.
oh,
Oh, Cam.
Cam, hell of a bid. Crawling to the mark.
Oh, this was a tight window.
Tight window. Stacks is trying
Yeah.
his best. That is so hard. Such a hard position. Cam.
Yeah.
Oh.
Near the goal line. Nico Lake, the score. Philly
Forever, like Brad had a good game. Nico also had a really good game. He found himself in the end zone a lot.
The throw that simply sailed
Oh, Bert with the hustle. Hell of an extension.
close enough to Am's end
Oh.
zone that they were able to work it down with ease. Mixtape.
I don't know why the fuck did
Yeah.
Nico retire. I don't think he's retired. He was moved to Chicago. Big bummer though.
Moving themselves around to try and close down all opportunities, but
Oh.
that was just a nice, tight cut.
Yes, Cam.
Nico
He's
Lake.
crawling. He did lay out right before. Ooh.
As he cuts to the end zone line, then back to the front of the end zone.
Now let's of these types of moments.
It's 10-9 right now, and we are trying to do a really good job of taking care of our bodies on the sideline. But we're also in that zone where, like, we need the sideline energy. So you have half the team being like, get out of the shade tent, like, come cheer on. And you have the other half being like, make sure you're drinking water and eating food. And you just don't know what to do. Oh, this throw from Abby to a wide open Page was nasty. Show him the backhand. Show him the
Are
backhand.
those Disc Northwest shorts?
Oh yeah, I'm
Also
telling you,
not-
rip all the rip all
Yeah,
of
that's funny.
the requirements for clothing. I don't know what shorts Paige has on. She's like, oh, these are black enough. Tomo. Oh, 10-10. We're getting to the thick of it now. We're getting to the thick of it. Y'all are starting to like really stack these lines.
I don't even know, like, our downwind O-line was basically the same the whole game.
Yeah. Also, like, obviously y'all go for women significantly more than any other team in the division, and let's give Raha this moment.
Yeah.
The fact that she's able to close on that disc is crazy. She picks up 3 or 4
Really great
yards
cut.
on that disc when it goes into the air. That's wild.
Yeah, I remember seeing, I forget who the guy was on the left, but they were coming under, and everyone was still kind of behind, and I just saw her one-on-one going, and yeah, that was awesome. It was an awesome cut by her. No way. I
She
wouldn't throw
ends
that.
with the layout, but she catches it standing up.
Yeah, that's classic Raha. The catch and flop.
Hey, you can't injure yourself if you go down on purpose. Look at that. Flat, good form. But yeah, since y'all went for women majority of the time, calling male subs for me this year when I was calling lines was extremely difficult because we needed defenders that were versatile enough to guard handlers if they were handling, if they were going downfield, and also I needed length on the mark to try to contain the rounds, and it made calling lines significantly more difficult.
Yeah. I think for us too, like, we have a lot of really versatile players that can come into the backfield when needed, or like stick around there while other people get on field. I think that's pretty tough on other teams.
Yeah. For a lot of the season, Mark couldn't miss, but he was missing. And Kai should have dove for that. 100%. If Peripheral's diving for it, Kai should have dove for it. Killing me. Oh, this is when Jesse gets blasted up line and then takes his time and gets this foot block.
That was amazing. Yeah,
that was a
might
great.
be great, honestly.
That was a
Like, if
great.
you
That
got
was a
break,
great
that
block.
would've been really tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty
was a
casual. Too.
great
He was
block.
like, "Oh, maybe I should go like catch up."
Oh, he
right
knew
now.
that this was coming. Yeah. Yeah, that was a hell of a block. He's walking, and then he gets the bookends. Henry comes up to him and celebrates. I'm pissed off because I saw him get blasted up line, but then he got the block back. It was like a roller coaster of emotions. It's like, okay, we really need to score this, Jesse. And then he gets it. And I was like, okay, all right.
Being said, in my defense, Jesse says, "Oh fuck," when he got beat. That's hilarious.
Oh gosh.
Damn,
That
Sting,
high
that would be a
side
rip.
Oh, he was gonna blast it. It was gonna be flat off his face. Brad would have need to do something wild. Oh, and here the cheers come. I was like, oh snap.
Oh yeah.
You can hear him on the.
No El-Salaam out there as Ant goes with the 4 females.
I think it might be this point that just lasted for years. There were like
Oh gosh,
a billion
yeah.
turns. I think it might be this point.
Yes, Cam. Yeah, yes, Cam. Yes, Cam. Yes, Jen.
Wow.
God, I know that Raha constantly pulls the best defender on the other team for the past 10 years and is still able to dominate.
Yep.
So not to her.
Thompson catches it. And a Safari already in the end zone.
Ooh.
In the traffic, another tough
Evan
I
seen what he can do. Ooh!
Cam Bailey has had a couple of really great end zone Ds now.
Yeah, he has.
He's another player that's
Oh, it's getting quiet. It's getting quiet because this game's getting intense. So, one of the biggest things, I'm in the sideline thinking, well, okay, some backstory. 2016, we got 5th at Nationals. And we got trounced by Dragon in the quarters. We've never beat Dragon in the quarters at Nationals, brutal. And I played every point of the second half. I played every point of the second half, but I was also calling lines. So I was just putting myself on. And the team, like, in the moment, I don't think anybody, like, stood up to me. And they're like, Khalif, you're playing too much. Go sit down. And it led to, like, a lot of, like, toxic feelings in the team.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, I was, like, super conscious about it. I was like, okay, I can't play too much in this no matter what happens. I kept it through all of the Nationals leading up to this game. So it's 11-11, and I'm like, okay, I'm not in, and I go and I sit on the sideline. And I think it was either Z or it was Meigs, but they came up to me and they're like, why aren't you in? It's 11-11. And I was like, I got to trust the teammates. And then we come out here, and we have this long, brutal point, and then we get scored on. And I was like, did I make the right choice? I mean, because that's what you always think. You're like, if I was out there, could I have? The answer would probably be no, but that was what was going through my mind all this point. We have the disc, we turn it over, we get the disc back, we turn it over. Another clip of the sideline.
Wait, who calls subs for your team? Generally?
So I call it for, yeah, because it's usually captains, and then I called D-line subs, and then Mark called O-line subs. I think this might have been the year where, like, me and Bert sometimes used to split, and I would call the men, and she would call the women.
Oh, this is a great
Jen.
key by Jen, yeah.
Me and Henry and Jesse had a conversation for, like, it must have been 3 hours about which of the Mixtape women had the best 2017 season, and it came down between Lonnie and Jen. And we ended up giving it to Jen because of her ability to switch and save our butt in the deep space against male matchups. Oh, Evan. Oh, Stacks. Oh, gosh. My heart drops
Oh, yeah,
here.
and then,
It drops here.
it
But
definitely
if you take,
bounces at the last second.
Oh,
like,
yeah. It was a toughie. It was that high side throw.
Yeah, the wind was weird. Yeah, it was a really good D by Jen, though. Both of them played really well when we ever played you guys.
championship win.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
She will not be forgetting that catch.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this one also.
Oh yeah.
It was just back and forth, back and forth.
That was a break side huck, I think. Really nice
Yeah.
cut by Michael. Really nice throw by Raha. Yeah.
Ooh, that shimmy. See, that one's tough. That's just so tough.
Yeah.
And he burns this timeout, even though I hate timeouts. Look at Jen, and we
Oh,
just
Clear's
sprint
so
to her.
tired.
We
Yeah.
just sprint to her. Cam knocks her on the ground. There's a great slow mo of that also in the recap of us trying to get another clip of the sideline. There is no clip of a Seattle sideline ever. What does that say about who we had to support us during the game? Gosh darn it.
I mean, our sideline was crushing it.
cut to Riot saying something. Where's Sakai? How drunk are they? Gosh darn it. Give me some Hussein. Mm. Mm. Oh, yes. Cam wants me to hype our Twitter. Ooh! It came out to this. This is a great opportunity. Don't turn it over, Cam. Hype to Twitter, follow us, and we're donating for each of the follows. Oh, stack them. Miscommunication with Fiona. Don't ask for Sakai. It's 2017. Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
No lefty.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, this point was so long.
Oh,
my God.
it's so long. It's so long. And
Yeah.
these turnovers are super controllable. Super, super, super controllable.
We were all just tired.
I mean, except for Raha, who's able to get open by 15 yards every time.
Well, obviously.
This whole interaction is tough because Jen like locks down and then overcommits, and then you see her, and then you're able to take that one step.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm
like,
telling you,
if I hadn't gotten open
Nico.
there, it would have been really bad. I probably shouldn't have been just like chilling there for that long.
I'm telling you, Nico, bro, he's going.
Yeah, but I remember I saw
He's
her
going off.
over pursue, and then
And that's why
yeah,
I tell
and
my
then
high
Nico
schoolers,
finished
never
the
turn
point.
your
That was-
chest.
that was-
Never turn your chest to the person you're guarding. Oh, gosh. We were devastated. I think that Mixtape, in terms of mental toughness, right, is very roller coastery. And at that time, we were at the bottom, and it was like, we have to come up fast. Like, somebody has to do it. Someone pull us out of our trenches. But it's really easy with people like Drew on your sideline to, like, get yourself out of that sort of mental space. And y'all stack this D-line. Stack it.
Did we? I feel like we just were really consistent with our lines. I don't really think Patrick crossed people over that much. I think this is a normal D line.
I mean, but the matchups for me are what I think of as stack. Not necessarily like, oh, you put out 7 of your best defenders. It's like you put out 7 people who did really good on our 7 offenders, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Rosso, like whoever is guarding Mark, you said his name earlier, and I forgot.
Matt Carter, yeah.
Exactly, and then and then Jesse, and then Alicia on the Lonnie
Alicia
matchup,
was so
and then Ryan
close
on
to
Brad.
that.
I
was
mean,
really tough.
like she gets that block, and it's a whole different game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she gets that block, or Brad's not close enough, and that's a whole different game. But like when I say stacked, I mean like each one of those matchups was the best matchup for that individual person.
Yeah. Yeah.
That throw was to Lonnie. That throw was
Yeah.
to Lonnie.
Definitely to Lonnie.
Brad's celebration game, I swear. Oh, look at that high five. Oh, gosh. But hey, no mighty complaints.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
fun fact
remember-
about this.
Go for it.
This is exactly what Charlie said was going to happen. Fun fact about this point is that I called multiple people on who all told me that they weren't good to go So that's why me and Henry and Brad are out there. We usually bring Brad over for University line because of his ability to add offensively. And I was like, all right, well, like me, Cam, and EK or whatever. And EK looks me in the eyes. He's like, I can't go right now. And Stacks was like, okay, I can do it. And I was like, I mean, that's classic Stacks right there. And then Brad came over. So, like, calling the line right there, I think we could have called the timeout if we wanted to, but we chose not to, so that we could use it in case we got the block.
Here we go. Next goal wins.
Yeah, I think this is just a normal O-line for us. I don't think we, like, really stacked it.
I mean, yeah, because your normal O-line is stacked. Your normal O-line is stacked. I knew that Nico was going to go for this huck. You know why? Because he was on fire all game.
Yeah.
He was on fire. He was on fire all game, and I was like, I promise you, when this disc goes up, I'm galloping my way to this block.
You do gallop.
I'm galloping my way to this block. I
Not
promise.
like a tactic.
It gives me an extra step. It gets me an extra step. Oh, I'm gonna point out all of the moves that I use to get open up line at this point, because I get open line 4 times. The first one was just the drift and play dumb. Oh, I knew that he was about to throw that. If it was within layoutable, I think that Tris would have got that. I did the like just jog up line and then cut straight across. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You don't know how many memes.
Don't throw floaty uppers, Khalif.
Okay, first I'm gonna break this down. One, I'll say yes. That is a probably one of the best blocks at nationals. That whole nationals, maybe the next one. But I was thinking to myself, don't throw a throw that she can't catch, Khalif. Make it easy clapper to the chest. But easy clappers to the chest are also easy to lay out blocks. So when I say easy, I mean they are layout blockable. My goodness. This is when my heart is in my throat. Right here. 15 yards out of the end zone. I was like, oh.
We just really messed up this end zone possession. Like, there are so many places where we could have scored, and like everyone would. I mean, there's so many times I cut break on this. Like, I've rewatched this, and like we're just trying way too hard to score here, and we just needed to chill.
Oh, yeah.
And that really messed up. Like, I'm gonna cut to the break side. I should have just cut open side, and then we wouldn't have had like a really tough cross-field throw. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough user right there too. That was a tough user. It just can't. I think it was just at the moment. I just get up. Yeah.
Our end zone possession was so bad. Like, we should have been able to easily score, and we were just trying too hard to get it on the break side, and we weren't.
End zone is supposed to just come to you. End zone is just supposed to just come to you, and it didn't.
Patrick says we had a timeout. That would be a terrible time to take a timeout. That would not be the time. I don't believe in timeouts outside the end zone.
A lot of people say that calling a timeout, you're more likely to. Yes, Jen, thank you for getting it under overtime. You're more likely to turn it over if you do call a timeout. But y'all called the timeout, and then we called the timeout.
I think they have a bad conversion rate. I think it just gets people like a little bit more tense than they have to be.
So agree. I'm exhausted right here, and I have to ask Drew, thank goodness she was within spin distance, if we had any timeouts or not. And she had her little clipboard. I'm gassed though. Look at us. Like, nobody is standing straight up except for Bert is in the best shape. Lexi was in the best shape.
Yeah.
Bert and Lexi are in amazing shape, and they're standing up ready to grind. And I am dying. I can't even drink my water. I can't even sit up to drink my water. Nice, made it. I called this play for Henry. I was like, Stacks, I'm throwing it to you. I say cut up line and then just stop and pop, and I'm gonna squeeze this little one in. And Nico is on him, so he ends up playing good defense. But that was the play call. I was trying to get him to Stacks. Bert says she's dying. You don't look like it though. Everyone also says that this throw that I throw to Brad is an extremely hard throw to catch. I disagree, but you tell me.
Man's gonna make the cut from the handler spot.
I was like, stop and pop. Is this a hard throw to catch? I feel like
Yeah,
maybe.
that's pretty tough, honestly. That's just 3 like up lines. Tough.
Yeah, I mean, like we were not a disciplined enough team to dump and swing the ball. We were not going to dump and swing the ball on Uni. Our goal was to get it all the way up the open side and just will ourselves to the front cone, or huck it away, or huck it to somebody.
That is a tough throw, yeah. It's a nice catch by Brad. I thought Bert almost dropped this. Not gonna lie, on the field.
Oh yeah, I think she did. I think she stumbles it. I think.
Bert, was
I mean,
this a clean catch?
she.
I think she's in the chat.
And her team has
Oh, Bert's in the chat. Pops on. Pops. Fingertips. She said it was clean.
Elation on one side.
My hands are so sweaty. Yeah.
My hands are also sweating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was wild. I think that it was an amazing game. It topped off a great year for us, and it was awesome because our road to getting to this was like super hard. Like we had a lot of really, really hard games leading up to this game, and then we had to win playing a really, really hard game. So like we as a team felt that we gritted our way into this championship and like really deserved it. Obviously because we had won the 2 tournaments beforehand, but I think that like it was a culmination of all the hard work that leadership and people on the team have put into over the course of the season.
Yeah, we had, I think I said this earlier, but like semis and finals were basically new for everyone. I think Raha may have been the only person who had been in a club semi. And yeah, it was just really cool to have that whole season be sort of new for everyone and have that experience be new, and be in that position and be in those high pressure games. That was just really, really awesome. And we really enjoyed playing you all that year. I think we played in Colorado, had 2 really good games there. I think we split that. Had a really bad game at US Open. Patrick wasn't there and we just had one of the worst games ever. It was really terrible. But yeah, we were really looking forward to playing you all again. And we had some really fun matchups. So yeah, it was a great game. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was also like a year's qualifying year. So there was like that also
Worlds,
on top of everything was like also being able to qualify for Worlds and being super excited about that. Worlds itself was a crapshoot, but just like having that also that additional emotion was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. But I've seen the chat say we should watch the 2018 final. Charlie, you want to just like cue that one up?
See, that's just the last point where Abby lays out, we go pick her up. That was tough, especially for me who was injured and not at 100%, and then also like with all the expectations and y'all coming in like really, really freaking hungry. Y'all were all over us all game that day.
Yeah, I don't think we would have won. I think it would have been, I mean, obviously, who knows, but I think it would have been tough for us to win in 2018 if we had won in 2017, because I think a lot of people would have retired that had retired after 2018. And we would, like, I think it gave people a lot of motivation. And it was fun to sort of feel like we got it back in 2018, even though it was just a different year. But yeah, that was big.
If losing in finals motivates you, then Mixtape is the most motivational team in history. I'm probably other than right. I take that back. The most motivated team in our division in history. Oh, I'm excited to watch this send it back on Monday. Oh, it's gonna be a good one.
Favorite
I'm taking a
matchup.
scan in this.
Yeah. Dan, you rock too. Sad we didn't play this year. That sucked. This is the best rivalry in Ultimate. I don't know. I feel like I said earlier, I feel like our teams have a lot of mutual respect and we just really like playing each other. So in some ways, I don't really see it as a rivalry. Like, I feel like we kind of had a rivalry with BFG. There was a little bit of beef in 2017. Maybe like that felt more like a rivalry than than our teams. We just like
Nice.
have really good games and we have a lot of respect, and we like, I don't know, games like that are just really cool to be a part of. Yeah.
Let's see. My favorite matchup I guarded Perfect almost every time that he was out on the field. I guarded Tristan a lot as well to use his length. I think those are my favorite matchups. They're not necessarily because of something specifically that they do, but like knowing that I needed to go down to guard them, and like when they were on, I needed to be at my 100%.
Yeah, I think I don't really know who I consistently matched up on, but I think Ari and I matched up a few times. That was fun because then we were later teammates on U24s, and yeah, she's really fun to guard, and she gives me a hard time. So, but yeah, how much
ESPN aspect?
Honestly, just the camera on the sideline is kind of annoying, but otherwise I don't really notice it at all. Just like the camera sideline can get a little bit tough if you're trying to talk to your teammates on the field.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that any sort of filming is great, and it's awesome to be able to have games that are filmed and watch them later. But I don't think that any sort of filming should ever affect anything that the players are able to do. So if you have oh, sorry, you can't come into this area on your sideline, or you have to walk around us because we're filming here. It's like, I'm trying to get my teammates sideline talk. I'm trying to win the game. Don't do anything that like takes me away from that. You're supposed to be like a secondary. You're supposed to be giving the game to the people. But like, that also sounds like super like, okay, Khalif, just take the 2 seconds to walk around. But that's only like nitpick thing that I have about it.
Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of used to it, so I don't really notice it as much anymore. But yeah, the side camera can get a little bit obnoxious. What do you think makes teams?
What do you think makes teams?
At least for AMP, I think part of what makes us successful is that we practice trying to put players in isolation, and we believe that if we have one-on-one matchups that we're going to win those most of the time, and that makes our offense flow. And that's just about like doing a really good job of holding space and creating space for other people. And I think that helps us play very equitably as well. Just that tenet is something that's very important to us.
Yeah, I think Mixtape played our best systematic game when we were able to point out what our team's strengths are, what our individual strengths were, and then how those coincide, or how cohesive they can be. I think that we tried to establish a system very early and push ourselves to be great within that system, and then also like have some sort of like negative reinforcement for people who try to push out of that system sometimes, and then other times have positive reinforcement. So like in moments when you just want Jen isolated in the deep space and everyone else is just going to push back, like that's how our offense started, which we just had a vert stack with our men in the front and our women in the back, and it was just like a dude get this out the front of the stack and you throw it deep to Jen, because those what our superpowers were. And then over time, as our skills increased, as our systems got better, we were able to sort of mesh those two like extremist systems into one. You see people going out of the system sometimes, and when they do that, sometimes it leads to turnovers or whatever, but at least we have something to come back to. I think that what separates good teams with great, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we practice cut shapes, and we have particular looks that we definitely coach our players to do, but I don't think that limits the individual's ability to use their own experience and other things that they've taken from maybe their college experience or other teams they've been on to like show their personal strengths. And I think that's something that makes us very successful as well. Is we're pretty systematic, but we also leave room for people to do what they do best, which I think is really fun and definitely a really fun team to play on.
Yeah, I think the way it separates good teams with good players with great teams with good players and great teams with great players are if a teammate or a person on the team is able to always add something to when they are on the field instead of taking away, if a team has great players, but they're only a good team, it's because the great players on the team are taking away from everybody's ability to shine, in my opinion.
Yeah. Did you guys read
connections or so? How's it with the team?
I'm not sure I read the whole article, but I think I read part of it. I believe the main metric was touches for each gender. I think it's tough to quantify impact on the field. I think I'm not sure that touches is the one that is going to decide whether or not the team is equitable or not. Maybe it is. I'm not sure I've fully decided or put enough thought into what metric is best to have that. I think it's a little bit more nuanced and maybe a little bit more abstract than that. But I think if I remember the table correctly, it was definitely pretty skewed, and so that's probably not good. Yeah, I don't know. Did you read it, Khalif?
Yeah. I think that the biggest thing that I took away from it and also brought to the team in general is about how can we as a team both react to what the statistics were, and how can we reflect. And I think it's super important to recognize that, especially in every mixed team, it's important to ask people questions and then listen to their answer. So if a big article comes out about how extreme amounts of touches are skewed or playing time is skewed or whatever, you ask the people who are on the other side of the spectrum, person A, do you feel excluded? Do you feel like you're adding to the team? Do you feel like our team is equitable? And their answer can be yes, but have the touches be skewed towards something else. Or their answer could be no, and then in which case you actually put things or systems in place to make that person feel equitable. But I think if everybody, to make that person feel as if the team is equitable. But I think if everybody doesn't ask those questions and they go based purely on the data, you can do that for a lot of different teams and a lot of different aspects and find the poor solutions or poor outcomes. So I'm definitely not excusing the fact that the data exists and it's very stark and poor if you look at it from one perspective. But I think the way to change that is for the conversations to happen and to check in with the people and how they feel. Like you're saying, it's a really tough metric to use.
Yeah. I guess something for AMP is, I said this earlier, but one of our main tactics is to just try to put as many people on an island as possible. We're trying to get isolated matchups because we're going to win those the majority of the time. And I think that intentionality, while it's not necessarily gendered when we think about it from a strategic standpoint, it ends up being really equitable for the entire team, because if you're prioritizing the next person up to be singled out and they're going to be making that cut into the deep space and you're going to be reacting off of them, then I think that really helps the team create space for each other. And that's going to get in the disc in everyone's hands, which will sway that metric, I guess. I think for us as well, we have amazing female cutters, and Raha, Linda, Bova, they're going to be cutting people up downfield all day long. And so it's very strategically advantageous for us to have them downfield, which sometimes pushes more men into the backfield. So with Calvin and Nico on the 2017 team, between them and Kelsey, they were our handlers, but we had 4 women on the line and then had 3 women downfield to just chew up yards. And that's pretty similar to our strategy in 2018 and 2019, I think. We just win a lot of those matchups more frequently because our women are ballers. So, yeah.
All right. Very well said. Extremely well said.
How much film do you watch on opponents or yourself? We film prep for tournaments. And yeah, we have teams that we're more familiar with than others. I think that there's, it's sort of on an individual basis that people absorb film, I guess. I like to watch film on opponents just to sort of figure out get a sense of their team, maybe what they like to do, see who is guarding who to try to anticipate who might be my matchup. But I don't try to read too much into it because each game is different, and I want to trust my instincts instead of trusting film. So I think it's a little bit of a mix of both, but I think for watching myself, I like to watch that with someone else, either a teammate or a coach, because if I'm watching myself play, a lot of the times I'm thinking about what I was thinking at the time, and that doesn't help me really reflect on how to get better. And so it's helpful for me to be watching with someone else that can be like, oh, what were you thinking here? Did you think about this? And kind of give me that guidance from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I watch film based on my opponents. I've been in leadership with Mixtape for a while, and definitely going into tournaments, we watch as much film as we can to see what they want to do, what we can do against them very well. In terms of watching film on ourselves, Mixtape usually only watches film on ourselves where we win games. We very rarely watch games where we lose and then we're like break down what it is, or we'll do that, but we'll be very spread out with it, and then we'll just do a little small smack talking about each other, and then we'll come to practice and just grind it out there. I think that watching film is incredibly important, but it's only important or good or will add to your team if you know what you're doing, if you know how to watch film. Just sitting and watching a game and not thinking about the right things or prepping the right way might end up being a waste of time. So I would suggest to people who are trying to get into film or want to watch film to like actually have a game plan of what you want to get out of it. What are you looking for? What are you watching for? So that you don't waste an hour and a half watching a game just so you can be like, okay, cool, we need to be tighter on the dump. Like that doesn't give you anything, in my opinion, especially against like top tier teams.
On AMP, Patrick cuts up a lot of film for us, and there are other teammates that really like to watch film, and that's been very helpful because he'll pick out certain elements that he really wants to hammer home and send us clips of examples of those specifically, and I think that that's very digestible for people. And I agree, like sitting down and watching a game is kind of more of a entertainment thing rather than a study thing. It's hard to really be looking for something the whole game, so it's really helpful to have some focuses for sure.
All right, who are our fun captains? Oh, that's such garbage. What?
The obvious answer for that is Andrea from AMP.
We don't have fun captains because winning is fun. If you want to have fun, win the game. I mean, I don't even want to say that our spirit captain is the fun captain because I don't think that is. The answer is we're not fun captains. We've never been like when we make little, like you have the board, you have all your team goals and stuff like that. Like we have and someone will shout out like "have fun," and then we'll just like write it really small in the corner. You know, I think that's the type of that's the type of team we are. Have a good time.
Cool. Thanks everyone for watching. It was pretty fun to watch. Again, actually, really fun game, really fun team. 2017 AMP was awesome. A lot of really cool teammates on that, and I miss them a lot. But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, thanks so much for everybody tuning in. I really enjoy being a part of Mixtape, and I've been a part of Mixtape since the beginning of it, and I was happy to see us get to this point. The last two things are, if you follow Mixtape on Twitter, we'll donate to Age Up, and Cam and Brad are the best 2v2 people in the whole world, and no one will ever beat them. 2 Chainz.
We played better.
An Ulti-World subscription gets you closer to the players and personalities you care about with game video, in-depth written and video analysis.
He's going to take off deep, but what he does is very simple.
Documentary shorts.
And we've played Brute Squad before, and it just feels a little bit harder to lose this year.
And a whole lot more. To get your subscription or learn more, go to ultiworld.com/subscribe.